Alright, in this video I'm going to be doing this problem where we're going to discuss where this graph is increasing, decreasing, and constant. And it's just a little bit different than the ones in the video that I created for this section, just because you have these endpoints here, and so it's not going forever left or forever right. So that makes things just a little bit differently, or a little different. What you see here is we're increasing from left to right, we're going up, and I think most people find that pretty easy to understand. From left to right we're rising, we say that's increasing, and then notice here it's constant. In other words, the y values aren't changing. The y value here is 4, and it's going to still be 4 here and everywhere in between. And so we say the graph is constant on that interval. And then finally you can see from here to here the graph is decreasing. So now the question is, how do we describe that? And in fact we do it over x intervals. So basically you want to work from left to right, and you can see that this whole thing, this graph starts right there, and it's increasing until we get to here, and then now we're going to start decreasing once we get to there. And so it's not a bad idea to put in those lines, and that'll help you as you do your answers here. And so we want to say we're increasing, because that's how we're starting on the left here, on the interval. So we're going to describe this in terms of x intervals. So notice x is -5 here. So from -5, now these are always going to be open intervals. So this will be from -5, and then notice that when we get to here, when x is 2, now we're no longer going to be increasing. And so what we're saying is the function or the graph is increasing on the interval from -5 to 2, which means when x goes from -5 until x equals 2. These are always going to be intervals of x values. And when you're describing where you're increasing, constant, or decreasing, you're always going to have open intervals. Alright, so now we're here, and so when x goes from 2 to 3, now we're constant. So we're constant on the interval from 2 to 3. And then finally we get to here, and we can see now we're decreasing. And actually I should have put a line here. This is where things end. So when x goes from 2 to 4, so we're going to be decreasing on the interval from 2 to 4. And so again, the thing I would stress here is all of our intervals are intervals of x values, and we're describing what's happening to the graph. So, starting here, when x goes from -5 to 2, we're increasing, and then from 2 to 3, we're constant, and then from 3 to 5, oh, I messed that up. That should be 3 to 5. So when x goes from 3 to 5, we're decreasing. And that's the common mistake, is people put the y values. So notice the y value here is 4, and the y value here is 2. That is not correct. This is always an interval of x values. Alright, anyway, we'll go ahead and stop right there. Hopefully that will help you with this type of problem.